Mr. Slot?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this issue actually, prior to the conversation, obviously you can imagine that the paragraph in the memo triggered a reaction amongst our folks. And so,
Which paragraph there?
About doing an engineering review as part of your role in the CEQA process, particularly. And so we queried some of our experts, and certainly I assume this is the question you want Mr. Stevens to look into, and would encourage him to do so. But at least the reaction that I've seen from our folks is that traditionally in CEQA, engineering is not really part of the analysis for CEQA purposes per se. You're looking at, I think, as Dr. Goodwin has talked about, kind of a 30,000-foot look at, is this feasible? Does it make sense? The components of your engineering and things like that, as you've sort of described, you want to get into. But in terms of actually an engineering analysis at the end of the day of is this the right structure and the right engineering writ large, that's traditionally not part of a CEQA analysis. You just have to know and have enough to know kind of what your footprint might be and things like that.
Well,
and so there might be impacts to that.
The tunnel depth being discussed now is what, 170 feet or something like that. Mm-hmm. You're not suggesting that we could come back with a tunnel depth of 12 feet and think there were no policy consequences?
Well, no, but I guess what I'm assuming, and I don't know because I haven't been in these meetings, I'm assuming that the 10% or whatever of the engineering analysis done to date has dealt with that question. That, yeah, we can't do 12, but we can go down to here, and there's not going to be, a huge issue. You have to refine it, but at least enough for them to move forward in terms of their alternatives analysis. Because remember, there's still alternatives analysis that's going on as part of this. There's not a designated project as of yet. There's a preferred out there, but part of the alternatives analysis is to look at those issues. So I certainly encourage you and to Chris to look into that, and I'll take it back to our folks. I'm sure they'll provide something as well. But my understanding is that the engineering part of all of this traditionally is not part of CEQA. At least that was the reaction we got.
Mr. Chair.